Okay, I got the top on of the sawhorses and I carefully got it in place with the table on. Also screwed in the supports. I had this one screwed in also, but then I noticed something. So when I did it, these screws right here, they go through this layer right here and into this layer on the sides. I used long enough screws that they come down right into this layer. So this is held really solid. Now it was screwed together before, but now it's got 3 times the screws into it. But I noticed on the ends, if you can see that, it's loose. And the screws, they're not in tight. This one's really bad right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like they started screwing them in and they ran into problems. And you can see where the bit slipped on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one off right here so I can get my screw gun in there. I'm going to pre-drill to the first layer and then I'm going to go right into the second layer. And what I'm going to use is, so I went around the outside and pulled off the little L brackets that they had because they weren't doing the job anyways. And you can see plywood is not made for end grain screwing. It's going to split like this. It's a layered material, and when you're screwing into the layers along with the layers, the direction of the layers, it just doesn't hold. And so no surprise. And that's true on these end ones too. So I had 3 screws in here on every one of them. Well, even they didn't hold because they're going into end grain of a plywood. Plus, the heads were rounded and sticking out, so they're going to be a problem when I put on my facer here. So I pulled all them out. But they're the right length to reinforce the ends. So I'll put like 3 on each side. And we'll reinforce that really well. Maybe if I pulled this box off, I could do all, so maybe I will. Maybe I'll pull the goalie box off so I can reinforce all the way along there. I may have to use different screws there because I may have to use screws that'll go in and have a flat head. But I might do that. So now, because I see, that's loose too. If you look right there, that's loose. So I really should get that all tightened. This is extremely tight now. Maybe loose there a touch. I'll see what I can do with that. This is loose. And this side, I'm pretty sure is tight. But I don't have good light right here. Yeah, definitely up here. Okay, so I need to screw them in. Make sure everything's good and tight. And then we're ready to look at the legs and how we're going to reinforce these corners. Hopefully the legs is what I'm planning will tie it all together. And I'll explain why it did not work before. So basically, I might as well explain it right now. These holes are way bigger than the bolts that went through them. So there was flex. If they would have been like drilled exactly the same size as the bowl, it would have held up a lot better, but they weren't. They were drilled extra big so they could easily get them in. But in turn, that led to too much flexibility in the legs and the table became wobbly. Okay, that's my 2 cents on solid supports. So we're gonna, for the foosball table, let's get it screwed together tighter.